Did you see the president the other night in Michigan? He came out swinging, as he normally does. By the way, the police giving him thumbs up there. The police union, this is just fantastic, giving him a big endorsement. Wow. I mean, the guy with 91 indictments against him getting an endorsement from the largest police union in the country. Think about the significance of that. Well, he got up there and he started complaining and ranting about the barbarians that are such brutal murderers in this country. And of course, it got completely taken out of context, as these things always do. But how would you not call anybody that would harm another human being like that anything other than an animal or a barbarian? I mean, we're human beings. And these human beings are destroying life. And somehow they deserve more protection than the lives they're destroying? I don't think so. Well, Donald Trump knows that. Let's listen.
The 22-year-old nursing student in Georgia who was barbarically murdered by an illegal alien animal. The Democrats say, please don't call them animals. They're humans. I said, no, they're not humans. They're not humans. They're animals. And Nancy Pelosi told me that. She said, please don't use the word animal, sir, when you're talking about these people. I said, I'll use the word animal because that's what they are. I'll never forget my vow to her.
So Nancy doesn't want him talking like that. She said, don't say that about them. And he's like, but when you murder somebody, what else do we call you, right? And so they extrapolate what they want to extrapolate. And what do you know? The next thing, you have them saying that he's calling all immigrants this. And he's not. And yet that's what they're going to portray. I mean, it's one of the reasons why he's like, well, let me lean into this one because, I talk about the auto sector and I say it's going to be a bloodbath. And the next thing you know, they're talking about me saying the election's a bloodbath. He's like, you know what? Biden's got a bloodbath on his hands in terms of the violence, the immigration, et cetera. So then he created BidensBloodbath.com where he's raising more money. So he's got this ability, if you would, to kind of take their words and use it against them. And he does so quite artfully and quite successfully. And yet they're so dumb. They just keep doubling down on the wrong stuff. I mean, Joy Reid, great example of it here on MSNBC.
But we begin tonight with Donald Trump's ongoing normalization of racism and violence. 9 years after America's highest profile birther began his first presidential campaign by describing Mexican migrants as rapists and criminals, you can no longer be surprised at the pure venom Donald Trump is capable of spewing about people of color. Even though more often than not, he's referring to people who are fleeing poverty and violence and who are simply looking for the prospect of a better life through hard, often back-breaking work here in the United States. But compassion is not in the vocabulary of the man who paints himself as the second coming of Jesus while ignoring Jesus' own exhortation to welcome the stranger and the immigrant. And in a pair of campaign appearances on Tuesday in Michigan and Wisconsin.
I'm going to jump in right there. So she says he has absolutely no compassion. I'm sorry. Compassion for who, Joy? Are we supposed to feel bad for the immigrant who comes here and murders an American citizen, like that young student in Georgia? I'm sorry. You know what? We're all good people, pretty altruistic. I have a lot of good things to say about Americans, but it's not up to us to mourn the atrocities that these people are. And when I say these people, I'm specifically referring to the criminals, okay? Just like he was. I'm sick of words getting taken out of my mouth. He's sick of words getting taken out of his mouth. You're probably sick of words getting taken out of your mouth. They want to tell you you are bad. MAGA is bad. Well, MAGA now has the representative, top of the ticket for the GOP, running for president. So you're going to tell me half the country's bad? Haven't we been through this already, guys? Didn't Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, actually tell you at Davos, because that's where y'all go, that it's getting old? Like, we can't just keep saying like half the country's bad. No, You are utterly irresponsible to allow so many people into this country completely unchecked. You don't know who's coming in. Don't we have any Homeland Security doing anything? I mean, I realize they busted Diddy's. We've been all over that story. But there's more that they need to do. And we need a better system. And don't sit there and tell me it's the Republicans. How many times have I played you the sound? Remember, Joe Biden in 2020 with his debate, you know, the debate that Kamala tore him up one side and down the other about the busing thing. It was in that debate that Joe Biden sat there with a straight face and said he wanted to welcome everyone to this country and that he would encourage migrants to, quote, storm the border. He said he encouraged it. I would encourage them to storm the border. Direct quote, storm the border. Well, they took him at his word, quite literally. They did. And now we're suffering the aftershock and the effects of all that right here in real time. And somehow we're the bad ones for not wanting to take in more. I mean, these people are really and truly off their rockers. I mean, easy for them to say, you know what, Joy's got her private car to go in and out of the studio with. Nancy Pelosi has her giant gate, but forget about it. You